Hey guys, welcome back to SEADOGS Can Fly. This is episode 27, season 6, and after 5 consecutive promotions, we're now in the championship. One promotion away from the promised land. Can't wait to see how the season pans out. Today I'm going to bring you pre-season, which is going to include all the transfers. That includes one massive signing, which completely obliterated our transfer record. And the livecome game is away to Reading. So I'm going to get you caught up with all the fixtures, what I'm expecting for the season, what the board expect more importantly, and yeah, just generally how the SEADOGS are progressing. Let's roll the intro.
12 years in that division and they're out.
Right boys, new season, new league, new hope, but what do the media think we can do? We're predicted to finish 9th and we're 18-1 for promotion. The board also think the same. They predicted us as finishing mid-table and they want us to finish top half over the next 4 or 5 years. There's no wonder in fairness, because when teams like Newcastle, Villa and Burnley get relegated, you're always going to struggle to go up. They've got some incredible players. We've got no one in the media dream 11. And if you look at Newcastle's star prospect, Cook, he does not belong in the championship. So that is the level of player we're going to be coming up against this season. But what matters is what we do. And what I'm going to do is try and stick with a team that's done so well since the National League. The class of 2020 is still going to get played, but I'm adding a little bit of quality in a couple of first team signings. Right, on to transfers, the bit we've all been waiting for. Steve Roberts leaves to Leyton Orient on loan. He's not going to get any game time this season, so we need to find it elsewhere. The other two guys are irrelevant. They're just people I don't want in the team, to be honest. As for the ins, though, we have spent $6.5 million so far, which could rise to much more than that. It's mainly over 2 players, Grasso and Suga. We're going to look at those two in a second. They both play the same position, but let's look at some of the youngsters I found on a free transfer first. Steen Thompson's a bit of a weird one. He's got great physicals, which I do like. He's got good teamwork, good work rate and good technique. All attributes I do love to have. And he's got a professional personality, which is a massive thumbs up. But if you look closely at his attributes, he's really lacking in some key areas. Terrible positioning, bad off the ball movement, awful flair, terrible composure, his dribbling, his crossing, the list goes on. So he's got a lot of work to do, but at the age of 16 with a professional personality, he may well get there. Lewis Curto's a complete wild card up front. Closer look at his attributes show that finishing needs some work. His work rate is less than desirable. Not happy with that off the ball movement and composure either, but he's only 17 years old and he's only on £170 per week. So a good free signing. Joel Picard's got loads of potential. He's a Swiss defensive midfielder, can play central midfield as well, and he's got a good all-round attribute mix other than his finishing, which I'm not very happy with. But hopefully over time he can develop or at least go on for a decent profit. Gabriel Razzo is in the same mould. He was less than 20k from France, and to be honest, he's really fast, very determined, decent technically, good finishing and dribbling, and I feel like this kid could really develop into an advanced forward role or maybe even a false 9, other than the fact that I don't like that vision stat right there. Worst case scenario, we'll make a huge profit on him. He does have potential, he's got decent current ability as well, and to be honest, I didn't even realise we're paying 1.8k per week. That is massive for a player who probably won't be playing. On to one of my most exciting prospects, Andre Roxo, centre-back. He's got a fantastic all-round attribute mix. There's not very many that are below 8 that are important for a central defender, and I'm really excited about this kid. I think he could be massive. He's got 5-star potential according to the coaches. That balanced personality can be worked on, and he's only costing us £170 per week. He came in on a free transfer. Again, another Portuguese wonder kid that we found, and yeah, excited about this kid. Only 2 more free transfers to look at, guys. The first is another Portuguese wonder kid, Rui Serafim. Could be a great advanced playmaker for us. Cracking all-round attribute mix. I keep using that term. It's so important. He's got good technique as well, which sets the base for the rest of his technicals. Good physicals, so at least we don't have to do too much work there. And decent mentals. He's not the most consistent player, which is a little bit of a concern, but with a fairly ambitious personality, he could well develop for us. And the free transfer I'm most excited about is Jorge Pontes. He's a left back. Yes, he's lacking in his physicals, but we can improve that. He's got amazing potential. He's got a fairly ambitious personality, and I think he's going to develop quite a bit over time. He's already got good work rate, tackling, teamwork, positioning, bravery and aggression. I like it when a player has mature attributes. It means they can develop their technicals without having to worry about how they're going to develop as a person. Okay, on to the two big transfers. Let's begin with Yu Suga. Signed from Freiburg. He's come on an initial $500,000 deal, but it could rise to $1 million, and I think he's an amazing signing. He was 16 when we got him, so we managed to get him on his youth contract, and he's got cracking all-round ability. Really fast, great physicals overall. He can dribble, he can cross, he's got a good touch, technique, passing, work rate, everything you need for a supporting winger, which is the exact role he's going to be playing in. This kid has got. He's got fantastic potential and a fairly ambitious personality. So I think Suga is going to be massive for us in the future. And the biggie is Jorge Grasso, signed from Boca Juniors. I cannot wait to see what this kid can do, and I'm loving the new gen for this. We're giving him the number 8 because he's going to start ahead of Yui, and he's done pretty well to start. He's got 2 goals in his first 4 games, and what I do like about him more than anything else, other than the fact that he's fast, is he can jump. As you've seen before, that left wing does get on the end of crosses, so that could come in very handy in the Championship. He's an aggressive winger with good flair, determination, good movement off the ball, and amazing technique, which sets the bar very high for all of his other technical attributes. He's on a whopping wage of 6.75k per week, but that was the only way we could get him signed on. You may be sat there thinking, Darren, you haven't really signed very many players considering the jump up in standard, and you would be right, I haven't. But if you have a look at the star ratings, in fairness, the players we've developed for the last 4 or 5 seasons have actually stepped up to the mantle. 7 of the players from the starting 11 and subs bench are from the class of 2020. That's Matthew Wardle, our centre-back. He's going to be around for another couple of years at least. Jonathan Warburton, I can't believe this kid is still doing it at that position, but he keeps proving me wrong. McCall's going to be his backup. He's from the class of 2020 as well. Rob Gale, he's going to be in the box-to-box midfielder role. He keeps developing, and I believe he will still continue to. And then we have Trond Martin Saltella as a false 9. He's still got loads of room to improve. We have had trouble with him of late. He's trying to get a new contract and he wants to move, but we're not letting him, so we'll see what happens there. And of course, Ryan Williams. He's going back up front as the advanced forward. I wasn't that impressed with Jabels and Barry despite them getting goals, so he's backing up front to make room for Jorge Grasso on the left wing and Yu Suga as his backup. Those two I am so excited about. That squeezes Angel Gomez out onto the right side, so we're going to play him as the inverted winger, and I think he could do quite well there. So that puts Lacour onto the bench. We'll use him as in rotation with Angel Gomez, but I don't think he's up to Championship standard yet. 2 very notable inclusions this season are Patrick Gutt, who were brought back from loan. I think he was at Morpeth last season, so big jump up to playing in the Championship, but he's held his own, I would say, in the advanced playmaker role, and if I don't play him in that position, he's not going to develop into it, so we're going to have to take the risk. Likewise, Philippe Tezard. I'm quite excited about this kid. I think he's got loads of potential, and his attribute mix is already really good for a 17-year-old. So between him and Gut, they're going to be playing the advanced playmaker role. Then you've got the likes of Gary Bowden as the false 9 backup, and Willem Jabels is going to get the nod ahead of Barry this season, I think, in the advanced forward backup role. So you've seen what the media think, you've seen what the board think, you know what I think, and you've seen the transfers. But what do you think? Stick it in the comments. What's your prediction for this season? Are we going to go up? And how are the young kids going to develop into the Championship? Well, we've had a fantastic start. The first game of the season was against Burnley, which we won 3-0 convincingly as well, with 22 shots, 10 on target. Burnley only had 2 shots on target. Now remember, they're third favourites to come up, and they've only just come down this season. And looking at the likes of Macias up front, you can see why they're one of the favourites to go up. They've also got Ryan Kent on the wing, so a really good all-round squad. So that was a cracking result to get as the first game of the season. We then had a hard-fought victory against Birmingham, Harding scoring the first goal, before Gut picked up the ball, knocked to Gomez, onto Williams, header, goal. That's precisely why we wanted Williams up front and Angel Gomez cutting inside. Bit of havoc from the throw-in for the second as Saltella nodded the ball home, but the third was pure class. Again, Gut linking up play really well at Zabe from the right, Grasso with his first goal for the club. We then dominated Swansea, who are one of the favourites to get into the playoffs. Weird system for them, 5 at the back, 3 central midfielders and 2 strikers. We had 33 shots, 13 on target, limited them to 5 on target, and we had 4 half chances. The scoring was opened by Angel Gomez, set up by Williams. Nice to see those two linking up in this game. The game was 1-2-1 and it was hard fought in the end, despite us dominating with the shots. That incredible strike from Campbell was pretty much their only real chance of the game before Gut, again linking up nicely, getting tackled, but Jabel's off the bench swung one into the bottom corner to send us home victors. We then deservedly beat Millwall 2-1. We had 19 shots, 9 on target, 2 clear-cut chances and 3 half chances in this game. The scoring was opened with thanks to a Lacour cross for Grasso to head home. I mentioned his jumping reach, really vital in this system to get a left winger that can do that, and Tezar with his first goal of the season. What a strike from the free kick that was. We did of course concede a goal, but great to have an unbeaten start to the season, winning every single game. Right, I've already gone into way too much detail, so let's crack on with the livecom game of today. We're away from home to Reading. We are second in the table. We have a game in hand over Newcastle, only team to have won every game so far. Reading are 22nd. They are still favourites, but we'll be playing a 4-2-3-1 in theory, so I do fancy our chances of keeping the run going. Full strength 11, as we've already discussed. To be honest, I think Gut should probably be replaced by Tezar, but we're going to go ahead with the first 11 that's worked well for us to date and see how we get on. I'm going to encourage the lads in the team talk and try and passionately lift them as well. I always do this. I think individually addressing each player is a good way to go at the start of the game if they don't respond to the initial team talk. Only the 11th minute in the game, and it looks like Reading have had a red card. They have indeed. Went flying into the challenge there, and Torres is sent off. And then, I don't know what just happened there, but Okafor must be investigated for match fixing. So the corner comes in from Gut. Look at Okafor here. What is he doing? That was not McIntyre, sorry, McIntyre. Okafor rebounded up. That was some form of bizarre attempted clearance, but what he was thinking there, I have no idea. So 1-0 up from a very fortuitous goal. We'll take that. They're down to 10 men. This game already feels like it's in the bag. As Angel Gomez swings one forward to Saltella, the false 9. Can he do anything, the Norwegian? Angel Gomez picks the ball up again. Gale, long pot shot, but nothing happening. Saltella, wide. One thing I have found moving up to the Championship is we are taking a lot of long shots which don't seem to be going in. Now, I don't know whether it's the level we're playing at and the defending is much better, or whether it's the fact that we've now got Gut and we're not playing the likes of Salomon as often, who does do well with his long shots, and also Hulme. Hulme did so well last season, getting so many man of the match performances because of his long range shooting. Next highlight, Gut, bringing the ball forward, the advanced playmaker. Works it to Gale. Gale has another shot but gets blocked. Saltella scores. Assisted by Patrick Gut, so the decision pays off to keep him on instead of Tezar. Great play there. Saltella squeezing it into the bottom corner. And as we're into half time, guys, we've had 21 shots, 8 on target. And to be honest, Reading have not had a sniff all game. Ryan Williams is already looking complacent. That generally tells you the story. We'll go top of the table with this win on 15 points. And to be honest, I know that we have performed exceptionally well every single season, but this is way above my expectations. Unfortunately, Lucas Delaunay is injured. Potential foot injury. Rather stupidly, I don't have a defender on the bench, so I've had to bring a central midfielder on instead of Delaunay. And Gale, I'm not quite sure what he was thinking there, but it was a nice little solo run. We'll make a couple of more quick changes as well. I'm going to have Ryan Williams off for Jabels, and I want to bring Yusuga on for Grasso. It's all about game management now. We've got 11 men, they've only got 10. This clock is going to tick down, and with 32 shots, a clear-cut chance and 4 half chances, there's no arguments over who's deserved the victory here. Very easy win indeed. Bernabé works the ball wide to Tremoni though, who squeezes in, and our weakness at centre-back has been exposed. Reading have pulled one back. It's still 1-2, and they haven't gained a player on the pitch, so I think we just need to hold our nerve here and hope the next chance goes to us. Suga, off the bench, plays the ball wide to Etzabe. Etzabe, the right-back. Well tackled by Tay, but he picks up the second piece. To Gomez, cross, Gale. Finally, Rob Gale scores after so many block chances and wide efforts. And as the clock ticks down, guys, we've got one more corner. This should be the last highlight, I would imagine. And it's squeezed off the bar from Wardle. 3-1, I will take that away from home, even though it is just Reading. Great result. Top of the table, 15 points, 2 points clear of Newcastle. And to be honest, with the way things are going, I think we're going to have to reevaluate the expectations for the season. Not great news with Lucas Delorney though, I'm afraid, guys. He's out for at least 4 weeks, possibly even 7. That means Jarman's going to have to step up to the plate. He's not championship standard, as you can see, but he should do a decent enough job. My main issue is that my next choice centre-back is Brandon Berg. I'm developing him into the role because he is really a full-back, but he's got the attribute mix to do it. So hopefully, fingers crossed, he can stop being awkward in the centre-back position soon, because we're going to need him. Right, boys, that's it. That sums it up for today's episode. When we come back, I'll probably be in a couple of months' time, so we'll have loads to catch up on. Thanks so much for supporting the series. Thanks a lot for watching. There'll be links in the description with all sorts of guides, the tactic I use, shouts, loads of other stuff like that, so you guys can have a look and maybe learn a little bit about how I play the game. If there's anything you guys want to see in these episodes, please do let me know. If you want me to record it slightly differently, again, just comment. I'd love to hear. And if you enjoyed this, give us a thumbs up. It really does help the channel. Right, guys, I love you and leave you. Cheers.